What's up, guys? 00CTOBER diary update. Many days later, I literally, like, it's Saturday now. I did make a lot of progress. I don't remember if I shared it. Obviously, if I did, you'll see it in the edit. But I got some progress done on Virtue, not Natalie, before we finally went into the last couple days of our road trip. And now we're back home, obviously. So let's look at it real quick. So I got the life vest, helmet, and butt floaties done. And here's the crazy part. There's still all of this to go. So if I have one complaint so far, and I think it's the same complaint I had with Dynamis, the way the feet are designed, because this is the new GN frame, like, it just kind of doesn't want to stay up. It's almost like the heels aren't low enough for the front of the feet, so the feet end up tilting forward, which ends up, making it want to fall over. Now, when it's in full-on Virtue mode, with the much bigger feet, it'll probably be better. But like I had it like fall over a couple times. I had to really reposition it, and there's no polycaps, which make things a little rigid, which makes it a little springy. So it wants to like lean and then bounce back. So whereas polycap would be less likely to do that. So these non-polycap new bodies, while quote-unquote superior to the old one, which would be the Exia body, I don't know. Also, I like the way how it's layered, so it's pretty interesting. So far, we're here like almost halfway through October, and have no idea if that final thing is going to come in or not. So I need to finish Virtue, go ahead and review it, and Zavanya tonight, because I figure this will take most of the afternoon to finish. And then after that, I've got the custom to start work on. So I'll work on that tomorrow. I'm going to an Oktoberfest celebration, so that'll be out for tomorrow, except maybe in the morning. I don't know. I have to go through my junkyard parts and find the things I want for the custom, and then go from there. So it is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna put on some Letterkenny and get to building. Yes, I'm rewatching Letterkenny. It is what it is. What's up, everybody? I kept hitting the wrong button. I was trying to flip the camera around. Or actually, I was trying to hit record, and all I kept doing was flipping the camera around. It's Monday. Pretty much took yesterday off, but I have a completed, and I screwed everything up there. Don't point that at me. Virtue. The build itself is fine, but much like its HG counterpart, holding up the GN bazooka is the worst thing about it. So now we got to get back to real life this week. I've got to get into doing reviews today. I have to reset my microphone, which I had took down to do a live stream the other night. I got my computer already set back up. Basically today I need to review this and the Zavanya, and that'll call it for all of the regular builds and reviews. And then I don't know that the final thing that I'm supposed to do for it, for Master Grade Monday, which would be the stand that allows you to do this cool thing with Virtue, I don't know that that's going to be here in time. All of Bandai stuff is running like a month behind comparatively, so in theory that won't be here for the final Master Grade Monday video. But after this I have to build the Deep Sea Ripper and then go figure out where I'm going to customize it and stuff like that, adding V-fins and GN condensers and whatnot. See what I can figure out, what I can find. Other thing, I don't know if I showed this off or not. I know I took pictures for an In the Kitchen video, or not in, well, on the Discord. I do have new model kits in. Let me find some light here. So this is the Osiris Megazord, I believe it is. or I forgot what they call it. ISIS Megazord. Along with that, I've got the Elephant Zord, then the Jumbo Red Lion. That makes the full-on Osiris Megazord Pegasus mode, or ISIS Megazord Pegasus mode. So those will be coming up after Double October. There is still the what is his name? Gal God, but I forgot his name in the American version. Plus, I also got another Demon Slayer statue in. So this is a Double October Diaries / in the kitchen video where I was doing that. I do have stuff coming today. Actually, a video that I had not put on the schedule, but I forgot about. It is a custom thing made from one of my longtime subscribers, kind of like Jerry did last year, where he made a custom thing and sent it to me. There's also another custom thing coming to me, not a model, technically speaking, not truly a model. So that'll be interesting. That should also be here today. Hopefully, with this rain, it'll be okay. So I got a couple packages coming in today that I'll film unboxings of later, at least for this. At least the one that is the custom here. It is a rainy and cool day. Yeah. Oh, I also have to... The other thing I have to do today is I have an extra chair in the room. So the wifey joined me on the live stream the other night. So she brought this chair in and kicked all my stuff around. She's a butthead like that. So, all right, I've already got Zabanya. That's regular Zabanya sitting over there, ready with Harut. Computer's there. Deep Sea Ripper's there. So really, it's just down to me to make this happen, I guess. Oh, and then this. I've not been able to determine how she's staying here. The arm is definitely doing something there, but I can't tell for the life of me. Oh, it was the... Okay. It's the holster. Look at this. Okay, so it's the edge of the holster and her arm, allowing her to stay there. But, like, she must have fell the exact right way. One, to miss her cohorts. Two, to just catch that and not hit this one. So, some of these things. Oh, of course, I have the rest of the Gal Ranger builds here, so I'm going to have more of those. This would be crazy. I might have, after I spent all that time redoing my Power Ranger shelves a couple months ago. Actually, I don't think it was a couple months ago. I'm going to have to redo them again with some stuff coming in. With the Astro Megazord that was announced in the Zap line. I had to order that. It's Astro Megazord. It's one of my favorites of all time. I'm not keen on its size because it is ridiculously big comparatively. But it is what it is. Alright, I need... Might run to the store for some caffeine and motivation. Because it's going to be a long day. So also, the other thing is, I'm trying to figure out which way I should do this review with the Virtue. I feel like, well, one, because I've already got the gun in hand proper, I think I'm going to film that first. Be like, look, here it is holding the gun, exactly right. But I think, like, the question is, do I add the armor or remove it to reveal Natalie? And I'm feeling it should be Virtue, reveal Natalie, because that's the way it was presented in the show. So I think that's what I'll end up doing. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I have spare cool stuff here, so I could add that in a way to the custom Ripper. We'll see. I've only got like a week and a half to get it done, so we'll see what happens. And I have like almost no real paint left. So I'll see what... Well, I have lots of paint. It's just whether or not it's paint I can use for this. So, oh well. We'll see what happens with the Cool Shark custom. Thanks for that. always touching my head first. All right, so microphone hooked up again. Slightly different than before, but it'll function, I guess. I really need a better bracket for this. I mean, like the little rinky-dink thing that I have hooked up there, it's not great. I mean, I could make something better than that. Honestly, I just need a really solid, like, L-shaped bracket, honestly, and it will be good. But for now, it'll hold. So I'm pretty much good. I need to clear up some of these things because whenever I have to bring in the box for Virtue, I'm not going to have room for anything else. So you can see what I go through when I do these things. Hold on, I got to turn this light back on. So for most of Double October, MG Kyrios has been over there. Of course, since I just did Harut, we got regular Harut, Final Battle Harut, and since the Exia review, he's been chilling over there. But Dynamis is right there. I forgot to kind of rocked over. It'll be okay, I guess. And then, because I'm in the middle of movie stuff, the HG Quanta is there. I didn't pull out Raphael because Raphael wasn't in the final battle. Haha. Figure that one out. Wait, was Raphael in the final battle? No, because it was destroyed earlier on. That's right. So, I've got the old Zabanya, new Zabanya, and I'll clear all this up. Don't need this at the moment. That was just there temporarily. So, one thing I will be glad of when this is done is I can put a lot of this stuff away and clean up the room, because my desk is a horrendous mess. The floor is now a horrendous mess again. And then once I get back to normal reviews after this, you know, I've got Transformers laying around. I've got statue out there that now needs to be done. I got action figures chilling up here. Oh yeah, I forgot the Tomotu. Need to get to that sometime soon after that one, because I've been wanting to finish that Tomotu for a long time. And Doug, one of the guys I interviewed last year before, whatever, for Builder's Showcase, he put up a question about people's backlogs because he doesn't understand how someone can accumulate a backlog, because once he gets something, he builds it and it's gone. And maybe any of you could argue this as well, that one reason for a backlog is you just don't get to it. You buy more than you build. You don't build that fast, and it builds up over time. But you also have the FOMO that a lot of people feel, and it's in any collector community. Oh, new stuff is out. I don't want to be the one guy who doesn't have it. And so you go out and you buy everything, whether you're building it that quickly or not. It's just having the thing in your collection matters more than anything. Then you have those who just believe that whoever has the most backlog wins. So they will buy every brand new kit, every P Bandai kit, every MG kit, every single version of anything that drops, and then virtually never build any of it, and then turn around to sell it later. There are also those who have a backlog because they do eventually plan on selling. Right now, you got a lot of people who got their P Bandai orders in and are turning around and selling them. So it is what it is. On top of that, you have reviewers who buy stuff for review, and sometimes you buy every release that comes out of a series so that you can keep up and do all that. So here's a new thing, here's a new thing, here's a new thing, and you end up just what stuff that you bought before going into the back burner and or backlog because you've had to prioritize new stuff. And then sometimes you just get bored. You lose interest. You bought it months ago, other builds got in the way, things have happened, you have lost interest. Stays in the backlog forever. I have things in the backlog that have been there for 6 years, since the beginning of my channel, since right before the beginning of my channel. My HG Kshatriya has been in there forever because my goal with that was always to reach a certain level of ability to paint, especially airbrushing, and then do it, because there's a very specific way I want to do it. And if I accomplish that goal, I will be super happy. So there's a goal with that build. Now I have things like the RG Hainu, which I bought, I think initially as a reward for one of the contests, I think, or I bought it for myself during the hype, and honestly, I've got no need to want to build it. So it's just in the backlog. I've got was it the C-Packs? The Narrative Gundam C-Pack unit, all that. Maybe that's the A-Packs, either way. The one that's in that movie. The big one, the sled with the claws and guns. So I've got that. It's been there for a couple of years now. I remember buying that on vacation a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, and it's just been in the backlog ever since. I've got a couple other things that have been in the backlog for years, because other things take priority. New stuff takes priority. But like, I blasted through those Digimon kits as fast as I could because I wanted to keep the relevance up from the previous Digimon build. I've got the Tomotu that, while technically built and reviewed for normal purpose, I want to customize, so that's another thing. I've got the older G-Unit Gundams, like the UCG units, so the 04 and the 05. Those have been in the backlog for a couple years now. Got those from P-Bandai. I intend to build them. They're just, with everything that happened, especially with moving and packing, I lost the interest in wanting to get them done in a, keen manner. I've got Flame Toys kits that I'm sitting on, but those come down to whether or not I'm going to paint them effectively. So I have the Megatron. I want to make sure that has a fantastic paint job. I've got Nemesis Prime. I don't know that I care about Nemesis Prime, so I might turn around and sell that one. Even though that would complete my set of their kind of IDW / Japanese inspired Optimus. So I might do a straight build of that one because I painted the rest of them, including that Ultra Magnus one that I made. Let's see what else. Oh, I need a Thundercracker. No, I need a Skywarp. I have Thundercracker. I need a Skywarp from Flame Toys to complete that set, and then I'll be okay. I don't know if I want to build any more Flame Toys kits. There's some coming down the line that I'm really interested in. And apparently they have the Power Rangers Megazord that's going to be a Furai model instead of the Furai Gatai. What do they call that? The combiner one. I forgot. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's like a... Not even Furai, because Furai is the other thing that's in there. I think it was just Gatai Kurokuri? Question mark? I don't know. Either way. So, I've got these Power Rangers kits. I'm going to get those done. The ones that I showed earlier. I'm going to get those done as soon as 00October's over because I love doing those. They're so much fun. And it's a series I never had. So, things I'm super interested in doing. Obviously, I have a Nerf gun on the backlog that's sitting over there. Technically. Oh, yeah, it was the wifey's birthday, so that's there. So, there's a lot of reasons to have a backlog, And when sometimes you buy stuff for a creative reason, not just buy it, build it, like, okay, I'm going to customize this, but I need to do these other things first. Or sometimes you buy stuff with a specific plan. You're like, okay, I need this kit. Okay, I need this other kit for the parts I want to complete this build. We'll do that. Technically, I've got customs in the backlog, too. I've got 2 or 3 custom builds going on from a couple of years ago, some even 5 years ago, that I've never finished, that are just in the backlog, in a way, So sometimes the backlog isn't even unbuilt kits, it's unfinished customs, like the Tomotu, like I said, is something I want to customize. And I have a lot of the stuff I need to customize that, the paints and stuff I wanted to do. I needed to build a small diorama for it, things like that, so... That's one of those things, but where 00October comes in, basically I'm straight building virtually everything with the exception of the one custom that I'll try to get done as fast as possible. Which that's probably going to end up being a combo. Because obviously this is coming out later. I almost revealed everything by accident when I let the first 00October Diaries out. I forgot how much I revealed in that first episode, so... the Deep Sea Ripper, I think I'm going to build it good first, review it quickly, and then do the customs for 00October, but then that won't be released in that order. The 00 custom will be in 00October, and then the other one will go out later, so it'll be kind of funny. It'll be a pre-review. It'll be a review before the review. Oh, and I have a pinched nerve somewhere that is causing my thigh to be inflamed. Ever since I went on vacation, this nerve has been inflamed and it hurts. If I stand too long or I sit in a certain way. So I gotta figure out what's up with that. But in the meantime, like I said, I gotta get back to reviewing, but I really want to run to the store, get some more coffee or something to motivate. Because we gotta go grocery shopping after vacation, which kind of sucks. So I'll check back in later after I get more stuff done.
A few hours later.
Okay, this time I'm touching my face. It's well deserved. I'm sweating. So been a minute since I've been in front of the lights, but also like the amount of work that went into this Zabanya review was absurd. Like, even though I didn't even review the Gundam itself, like articulation and stuff like that, just going over gimmicks and everything else took so freaking long. Like the gimmicks, the comparison between the original one, where Bandai changed stuff, all took way too long. Like, I think that took me an hour to film that. And I did dig out the Raphael, which is barely holding on. Like, this thing was already a cluster, but now it's barely holding together. Like, they never really considered how much weight they were putting on when they did the CeraV 2 backpack up here, or head pack, as it were, the hat, the Gundam as a hat, as it were. So we got Gundam the Fence and Gundam the Hat. And one thing I mentioned in the review, which you'll probably see if you watch the review, I hope you'll watch the review, is that now that, P Bandai's done these final battle versions of these two, we need a proper CeraV 2 that can transform, much like we got with the Seraphim. So, we got CeraV with the fake Seraphim backpack, and then we got the transformable Seraphim by itself. So we need a CeraV 2 that can fully transform into the thing. And I know a lot of people who have taken this, molded it into, chopped it up, molded it into a regular CeraV, and then did repaints. It's clunky at best. But they've never done a proper CeraV 2 kit. That would be a cool thing to do. But we also could use a Raphael Dominions, which is a very cool offshoot of this one. With the fact they've already given us stuff from, the other side stories, our Raphael Dominions would be right up that alley, because it's just another version of this, from in between. Okay, so the other thing I need to do here, well, the next thing I need to do here is the Virtue. I think I need to charge the phone for a little bit before I get down on that. What is this? It's a hand. Yeah, it's a hand. Oh, so I pulled Dynamis out right when I began this whole shindig. So I pulled out Dynamis without ever realizing he's missing his ass. So just before I got into filming here, I went and found his butt thrusters, as they are. But now I'm trying to remember which way they went. Big side up, big side down. I think they're big side down, like this. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah. Oh, nope. Oh, that's correct, because the beam saber goes to the outside. So it's just funny that I didn't even realize that those were missing until I picked them up, because I was cleaning up the old set here to get going. And those are huge. And if I remember correctly, you pop. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot he had that where those open up and they sprout, as it were. And I don't think they've done that gimmick on anyone else. Maybe they didn't do it on Curios, as far as I recall. But this one, this makes me really itch for. This one especially makes me itch for MG fourth generation Gundam. So these guys were the third generation. 00 is fourth generation. 4.5 is somewhere. I forget which one would technically be 4.5. And Quanta is fifth generation. So, like, getting the movie Gundams in an MG form, having all of these missile pods like the Dynamis has here, it's got the fold out missile pods. Zabanya has like 20 of them, like all over its thing. It's ridiculous. And not to mention, because this was lock on one, he was mostly up for sniping. Also, we need a final version of or final battle version of Dynamis, which I guess this is close to because you can do with or without the arm shields, which is like one of the main differences. But also, it screams for a very expensive GN arms, which I think I mentioned in one of my other things, is that having an MG GN arms would be ridiculous. Also, I need to put his other thing back on, which I think is still over on the desk. I think it fell off. And then I was going to use it in comparison with the Estrella. I think I showed that in the behind the scenes. I don't think I showed it actually in the review. I could be wrong. Often I am. You guys should know this. I'm often wrong. And it's also interesting to see because this one and Curios are both the new GN frame on the inside, not basing off of the Exia, technically speaking. It's interesting to have seen the the Natalie be built that same way with some of the same problems. Because the feet on I haven't talked about it much, I don't think. The feet on Natalie will not stay under it at all. Like that, and it seems to be an issue with this one. So they already had a problem with the Exia feet. The Exia ankles were just too loose because of the way they've made the polycaps. And in fact, the way that the polycap plugs in this way and then hinges, or then the foot hinges down, makes a springiness to the toes. And then it also has the extra toe curl. So the foot goes, brr, brr. Actually, that's not how it goes because I can't. So it's like, so you already get the toe that comes up, and then you get this part that comes up. So it just, the foot folds underneath itself. Similar issue on these, but the feet aren't totally pointy like the Exias are. The Exia has very pointy feet, especially the 00 also has very pointy feet. They have very chunky feet on these, like very clunky because then they put on the big boy shoes later. It really doesn't have a way to balance itself because there's no center mass when it comes to Natalie. I'll show it off in the main review when I get there. It's not very heavy. There's no real denseness to like the core to keep it wanting to stay standing. And then the feet itself should have a lot of weight in them to try to keep it all the way low and centered. And it doesn't. So it makes it real awkward when it's holding its big ass gun, which I'll have to show off here shortly. But I'm trying to get set up for the photo shoot for Zabanya here. And being a dark green thing, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to film. Well, I still really like this Final Battle Harut. It's very pretty. And like I said before, I think ultimately I'm going to fuse my original movie Gundams with the new ones because I have the painted parts and stuff like that. And even with Zabanya, I'm going to add the rifle bits to the new one. Just swap those bits over. And I did the math. It's supposed to have 14 rifle bits total, rifle/pistol bits, because apparently they're both, and I forgot that. One of these things when I was reviewing, I was just like, oh, I forgot it could do this. Oh, I forgot it could do this. Oh, I forgot it could do this. There's a whole lot of that throughout the review. Okay, so because I have to make room, I gotta get everybody out of the way for Virtue, because that box is absurd. That's probably the fourth largest box I've ever had to deal with. Okay, so once again, what sucks is you have these little rifle tips that don't have anywhere to go when you need to put them into storage, and it does suck. And another thing that never made sense to me, so with Zabanya here, it has tabs on the back of the rifles to help you get it out of there, realistically. But, like, it doesn't help you, like, stabilize when holding the rifles. And you'd think that would be what you'd want. You figured you'd want a hole here for the rifle to stick into, like virtually all of them do. Why do I have this one folded up? That's weird. Maybe I just showed that it could do that. Or this is a new one and I wasn't paying attention. Either way, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Nope, it's an original because I painted it. Oh, that's right. I did show it in storage mode. That's right. Okay. Yeah, see, so that tab actually gets it on a downward tension when you push it into the hand. So it's actually pushing the rifle forward and down, which makes it ever so slightly awkward. But I like a lot of my paintwork I did on this one. So I think what I'll end up doing is just combining the parts I want to keep from both, including the new parts here, the new parts for the backpack, all that kind of stuff. But I like my paint job on here better, and most of the Gundam is exactly the same from the original. It's just swapping out this backpack for the new one with the double O arms on it, and then having the extra bits up top, which I'll probably just use these. So because I need to keep the rifle bit parts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another singular one here. Ooh, how am I going to do this? I might have to only do it on one side because you get twins here and here. So if I want to utilize one more, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll have one side that is all rifles in holsters, and then the other side is rifle holsters, and then one singular, part. So then when I do the upper section, I've got my two up there that are painted to match. And I also had to do the math. If you wanted to get all 14 of them that would have individual rifle parts, you would have to buy 2 final battles and a normal because that's the only way that you would get all 14. So that would give you 6 plus these two. No, hold on. I'm sorry. That would give you 12 math. 6 for each of the final battles, and then that would give you enough of the open rifle holes to also give you enough rifle bits for that, which would be fun. I'm not gonna lie, that would be fun to do, but expensive and stupid. Let's be honest here. So I still like this one. It's still actually pretty tight, not gonna lie. The only thing that sucks about it is the fence parts. Yeah. And then this part is so useless because it allows you to make one set of combined shields. One. Why? Like, why not give you, because you can do up to 7, technically speaking, if you went there, because there's 14 total. So in this, you would only get, one, you'd get 3. So ultimately, 3 you would want from this. They only give you 1. What the hell? Also, what would have been cool is to make the triangle or the like square blasters that they make to do like super mega blasting mode for Zabanya. Another thing they didn't bother to give you and didn't plan for. And also, I've got the Deep Sea Ripper open over there. I was looking through the box. Okay, so this is going to be a hard photo shoot, if I'm honest. What would be nice is if I could set up some of the rifle bits. Let me see if I have a clear stand here. Actually, I don't need a clear stand. I'll just make it happen. I just get rid of it.